you may wonder sometimes, I mean, there is a lot of things that you see, right? You see this podcast, you see Good Mythical Morning, Good Mythical More, you see all the other stuff that Mythical Entertainment puts out, and we're involved in a lot of things. And then some things you do see, like when, The Lost Causes of Bleak Creek or the Book of Mythicality or Buddy System. There are other things throughout the years that have seen the light of day, have gone through the full birth of the creative process and birthed out into the world. But when you ask yourself, what exactly do you do? Well, besides the things that you see, we do spend a very significant portion of our time trying to make things happen through other avenues. And I'll just set it up just quickly to not get too much into this, but like, okay, yeah, you have this YouTube channel, you have this audience, you have people who are willing to watch and listen to the things that you create. So why are you spending your time trying to make, say, a television show, a movie, or whatever, when there's
not make but sell?
Yeah, when there's no guarantee that anybody's ever gonna see it. And do you feel inferior because you're only making stuff for a digital audience and you're not being able to do the traditional thing? I mean, there's definitely for me, a sort of a chip on my shoulder of not being able to work on those things that are the things that kind of I personally enjoy a little bit more. Like I enjoy traditional TV and movies more than I enjoy watching YouTube videos. That's just me personally and how I spend most of my time being entertained. But it's less, for me, that's kind of a small portion of it. And it's really more that we're limited in the kinds of stories that we can tell and the kinds of things that we can explore through the YouTube medium, just because, you have to create content that can make a business, can run a business, and can be a profitable thing. It's like we talked about for years with Buddy System. It's like we were glad we got to we had the opportunity to make Buddy System because we finally got paid.
People would complain about why it was on YouTube Red and everybody couldn't see it.
Now everybody can see it, but
yeah, it's free now for anyone.
Years later.
But at the time, our response was we couldn't make a more ambitious scripted project with the budgets we were working with without getting funding from an outlet that then you got to pay for. And
when you go through that process of developing an idea and taking it out in the traditional way, taking it to somebody, pitching it to a network or a streamer or whatever, you run up against something that's very unusual for us. Like we have an idea to make this podcast. We just do it. We have an idea to make this episode of this podcast. We just do it. We just make the decision and we just do it, and there it is, distributed to everyone, right? Ad supported most of the time.
Every decision associated with Good Mythical Morning, the buck stops with us.
And there's no
We're in charge.
There's really no gatekeeper, right? I mean, sure, there's rules and regulations that you have to abide by if you want your video to get served up to everybody on YouTube, right?
You cannot eat a mattress anymore on YouTube.
If you eat a mattress, that will get banned and you have to just give it to the Mythical Society. But with everything in the traditional space, there's still the gatekeepers because this stuff costs so much more money to make. They've got the money, they're holding the purse strings, and they control the gate and they control who gets in the gate. And we, I don't know. I don't even know how I'll feel about some of these ideas because we're going back at least a decade.
Yeah.
And covering a lot of things that, it's not like, here, I'll be very clear before we get into these. It's not like you're gonna be blown away with the innovative and original nature of these ideas and be like, I can't believe nobody, the thing is that,
let them be the judge.
But I'm saying that there are so many talented people in the world trying to get things made. And I'm not saying that we've gotten a raw end of the deal. I'm just saying it's a difficult thing when you go through the gatekeepers. It's a difficult process, and you gotta develop a thick skin.